Hello everyone, and here we have a new story. Before we get to that, I want to ask you to subscribe, like, and be sure to write comments in order to participate in the development of the community. Write how to improve my community, current topics in the stories you are interested in, and much more. I read and listen to all the comments. People write me stories by mail from different countries. There are problems with translation. I apologize for this. I will work on it and try to fix these errors. I want to thank everyone for their support and the people who wrote to me by mail. Broadcast news stories. New videos on my channel are published once every 2 days at 7 p.m. Don't forget to put a bell in order not to miss new videos. And now let's go. Hello, I want to tell you my story. This story began a long time ago. After serving in the Army, I returned to my hometown. After a while, I went to a party with friends. That's where I met this girl. The girl was very bright, beautiful, brave. She really won me over at first sight. We began to communicate closer. We often met in cafes. In general, passionate dates are vivid emotions. After a year of our meetings, I felt that it was not just sympathy. These were stronger feelings. I call it love. You can call it whatever you want. In the end, I proposed to her. The girl gave a positive answer. 2 months later, we arranged a wedding. A year later, our daughter was born. I was the happiest person on earth. It's like I've grown wings. I gave all my love and care to my beloved girls. I tried to help my wife and everything. I got up at night to the baby and fed him special baby food. I changed diapers. I did everything to make it much easier for my beloved wife. I loved my wife very much. I often arranged her surprises and gave gifts. I only did it because I wanted her to feel good. It's been 5 years since our daughter was born. I felt a chill coming from my wife. My wife avoided me and wouldn't even look me in the eye. Of course, she kept saying she loved me, that I'm the only best man in her life, but I sensed a lie in her words. A third person has appeared in my life. I felt it. Miss, my wife was very carefully encrypted and followed all the rules of deception. But it is very difficult to deceive the heart of a loving man. I decided to have a serious talk with my wife. We had a very difficult conversation without shouting and scandals. I asked my wife what was going on. Why do I feel false in her words and actions? Do you have someone on the side? There was no limit to my wife's indignation. Who do you take me for? Stop it! She screamed. I am a faithful and decent wife. After our conversation, calm in the relationship did not come. I decided to turn to my good friend. He was a detective. I had to check this information. He told me if I was ready to find out the truth, whatever it was. I replied that yes, the bitter truth is better than the sweet lie. He started the investigation out of respect for me. The detective said that within a month I would find out the whole truth. For a whole month, I lived like hell. And then one day, a detective called me. We agreed on a meeting, and it took place. He spread out a lot of photos on the table and told everything he could find out. As it turned out, my wife's lover was a work colleague. Their affair lasted 6 months. I was shocked. My heart stops. It's hard for me to breathe. After a while, I came to my senses. I thanked the detective and went home. There was no one at home. I was sitting on the couch and waiting for my wife. As soon as she came home, I immediately asked my wife about it. Is there anything you want to tell me? We have a chance to get a good divorce. In response, I heard a lie. Again, that angry look and the words that I made it up. I put the envelope with the photos on the table and silently began to pack my things. If you only knew how I held myself back. A volcano was erupting inside me. At that moment, my wife started accusing me. She even blackmailed me with my daughter. I've learned so much about girls. As it turned out, girls only cheat on their husbands who love them very much. Apparently, cheating without love is not interesting. My wife told me that she doesn't like having sex with her lover. That during sex, she was thinking about me. That after cheating, she will become the best wife in the world. I will be a god to her. When I left the house, she threw a tantrum. My wife was on her knees and grabbed my leg so that I wouldn't leave. I barely got out of our house. As a result, I went to my mother, told her everything, and stayed with her. It was good that there was a spare room in my mother's apartment. The only thing my mother told me, you're a man, and it's up to you to decide how to live on. I will not advise you anything. To say that I felt bad is to say nothing. I couldn't eat. I was sick. I was vomiting blood and bile. After 2 weeks, I forced myself to move on. I started doing sports. I forced myself to eat normally. And I started doing my own thing. Then I filed for divorce. 4 months of hell. Endless calls from my wife and mother-in-law. She tries to talk to me on the street and asks me to forgive her. She was talking nonsense to me about mistakes that everyone makes, that I should give her a chance. The divorce took place. But even after the divorce, I was not left alone. 3 months after the divorce, I decided to go on a cruise on a liner. On the very first day I met my future wife, she was sitting at the same table with me in a restaurant. A girl of incredible beauty. She was somehow glowing from the inside. But she had very sad eyes. On the first day we told each other about ourselves. I couldn't stand it and told about my pain. About my wife's infidelity and breakups. I immediately felt better. Somehow, along with the words, I poured out the remnants of the pain. As it turned out, she also broke up with her fiancé. He cheated on her when she was pregnant. She even lost a child due to severe stress. We started talking a lot after the cruise. We often meet in cafes and went to the cinema. I began to feel that she was getting closer and closer to me. I have feelings for this girl. About 6 months after our meeting, I proposed to her. She agreed to become my wife. We had a serious conversation. She told me that you know my story, how it hurt me both for the betrayal of the groom and for the child I lost. If you cheat on me, I just won't survive it. I swear to you by everything that is sacred to me, never to cheat on you. Because I won't be able to hurt you like you went through once. We have been together for 13 years. I am happy and I love my new wife very much. Friends, I am unrealistically happy. I do everything to make my new wife feel happy and loved. By the way, we have 2 children growing up. My ex-wife's personal life didn't work out. One day I met her on the street. She started crying again and said she wanted it all back. She repeatedly called me and looked for meetings. But I told her that I would never forgive cheating. That I'm happy in my new marriage. I want her to stop following me. After the words I said, I saw regret in her eyes. But I didn't care, because she was dead to me. I don't forget about my daughter from my first marriage. And finally, I would like to tell you, take care of your love and be happy. And never cheat on your significant other. That's the whole story. If you liked it, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Now let's move on to the opinion of the author of the channel. The opinion of the author of the channel. After reading this story, I smiled. My heart felt so warm. I want every man who has faced the betrayal of a girl. He also found a new family and survived this terrible situation. I have repeatedly said that every cheating girl will never live happily. This has already been proven by time. Take my word for it. Yes, girls are very insidious creatures. It happens that it is very difficult to detect treason. So, friends, be vigilant and careful. I think this man did the right thing. In no case can you forgive your wife if she cheated on you. This is the most important rule in the life of all men. A girl who cheated once will do it again. This is also proven by time. I think she got a decent punishment. What I will say finally is that it is impossible to forget about the daughter from the first marriage in any case. She remembers the love that her father gave her, so stay in touch. When she grows up, she will understand everything and will not hold a grudge against you. If you have watched to the end, I want to say thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey of love, betrayal, and redemption. I appreciate your support and encourage you to subscribe, like, and share this story. Your participation and feedback are invaluable for shaping our content and promoting mutual understanding and community growth. Until we meet again.